Well, as Dan was saying, Ukraine and Russia are building up their forces in the east ahead of a major escalation expected in the war with a new Russian offensive. The mayor of the besieged Ukrainian city of Mariupol says, as Dan mentioned, he estimates 21,000 civilians there have been killed. Moscow says its war aim is the complete liberation of the eastern Donbas region. Kremlin-backed separatists have held significant territory there, and the area has been marred by conflict for many years. Our defence correspondent Jonathan Beale is in the city of Kramatorsk in the Donbas, travelling with the Ukrainian forces, and he sent this report.
This is where the war in Ukraine will be won or lost. The wide open landscape of the east. We went with Ukraine's army to see artillery already firing on Russian forces, nervously watching for signs of Russian aircraft. At their position, American-made Stinger anti-aircraft missiles were ready to fire. The continuing supply of Western weapons will be crucial to their success. Ukraine's military might be smaller, but they've been more mobile.
If we stay in one position for more than a couple of days, we usually become the target. But if we fire one or two shells, nothing will happen.
Well, these artillery pieces are well hidden. Just hearing some artillery in the distance there. But they are targeting Russian military positions from here, unlike the Russian artillery, which seems to be often targeting Ukrainian towns and cities. Columns of Russian armour have already been spotted moving from the north. Western officials believe Russia's trying to double, even treble, the strength of its military forces here in the east. Ukraine's also having to keep an eye on its own population. There's pro-Russian sentiment in this region. Those who they fear may be passing on information to the Russians. This shows they're not just having to worry about Russian armour, a Russian offensive coming in this direction, but they're also having to worry about the enemy within.
Air attack.
It's a job made all the more difficult by the regular threat of Russian airstrikes and artillery. We have to head to a bunker for shelter. There, Victor tells me, they're arresting people nearly every day. We look for bad people who help the enemy. We find them and then hand them over to the intelligence services. Ukraine's already taking casualties. Among the most recent, Tatiana's only child, Alexander, who was killed on the front line. There'll be many more grieving families in the weeks to come. This next phase of the war could be decisive, but it'll also be bloody. Jonathan Beale, BBC News, Kramatorsk.